This episode of Speakers of Heidelin is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omagecat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Aurora Templeton, Psyche, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstar, Lily Black, Bob CC, Mikta Rabentau, Anathus Moonscar, Pamela Isley, Elenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Celestao Nautrell, Lazy Boy, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, Tex, Kylin, Arthur Law, Barry Anderard, Cypup, Spencer Christmas, Celine DeLune, Edwin, Wubsta Wolf, Severa, Circa Barakil, Kazran, Ventos Tia, Ryark Forbear, Leighton the House, Tony, Arcadia Lunashine, Framboise Zaccaro, Bergie, Fudge, Zephiel, Cafe, and Gregorium Cartus. Get early access to audio and video versions of the show, including the post-show, by supporting us at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you. This is Speakers of Heidelin. Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Heidelin, episode 413. I'm Lukiel Braveson, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston and Mela Vanadar, and not Rollo Des.
Yep.
Welcome to episode 413. It's August the 3rd, 2024. And what a day, eh? It's hot. All over Europe, I think. Very hot, very humid here. It is
sweaty.
Yeah, it is. It's rough. It's probably cold. Where Georgi is. Speaking of, Georgi's back. Shingle bells over.
Visually.
Well, shingle bells. Yeah, shingle bells mostly over.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The ibuprofen's good, though.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, today we're going to talk about patch 7.05 and Moonfire Faire coming up. Interesting discussion there, I'm sure. And of course, MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. We're also going to talk about Wuk Lamat. So prepare for that. Okay, stay tuned for the post show. We'll be answering questions from the Syndicate. There's only one question today. We do have a drawing game lined up, so that's going to happen as well in the post show. So look forward to the drawing game. God, what is this channel? If you watched last week, you'll understand what it means. Okay, that's that. Let's move on. It's time for recent events. Hui, hui, hui. All right. Well, we start off with updates regarding World Visit and DC travel. Changes. There are changes to World Visit and Data Center travel based on world classifications. This is posted on the Lodestone. We appreciate everyone's cooperation with our congestion countermeasures during the launch of Dawn Trail. As of today, the previously announced travel restrictions will be lifted from the World Visit system and Data Center travel. However, patch 7.05 will introduce new regulations based on world classifications to promote the even distribution of players across our worlds. Changes are as follows. Standard worlds with no congested worlds within the same logical data center. World Visit login capacity, standard. Data center travel login capacity, standard. Okay? Now, standard worlds with one or more congested worlds within the same logical data center. For World Visit, login capacity, standard, and data center travel login capacity is greatly reduced.
Oh.
Now, I read this post, and the first time I read it, I was like, why is this a post? Because this is self-explanatory to me. Like, this is... the first part makes standard worlds with no congested worlds within the same logical data. I guess this is an update because everything has been closed, like, for the most part, maybe.
Probably.
But if you've been, like, living under a rock and was not aware of that, this post must truly seem bizarre. Because this, I mean, of course, if there's no problem on or congestion on a data center, of course, travel systems are going to be standard. But yeah, new and preferred worlds. But this one's kind of interesting because it says world visit login capacity is standard and data center travel login capacity increased.
Oh,
what does that mean?
You can travel extra. You can bring your friends.
More than normal.
Yeah, you can bring luggage, hand luggage.
Okay.
Sometimes you might log in to a different server already. Like it's preempted that you wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So like, you're already there.
For congested worlds, can you guess? Can you guys guess for congested worlds? World visit login capacity, could it be increased?
Standard.
Do you think it was standard or increased?
No.
I'm
probably not. No.
Extraordinary, I'm gonna guess. World visit login capacity reduced. Data center travel login capacity greatly reduced. So there you go. And then in a red box, it says, when a world, regardless of classification, has reached maximum world visit or data center travel capacity, players will be unable to visit that world through the respective traveling method. Furthermore, visiting characters that are logged out on that world will need to return to their home world from the character selection menu to log in. So, yeah. There is a link to all the classifications for each world if you want to know if your world is... what your world falls under, if you didn't know already. There you go. That's it. Good. Everything's back to pretty much normal, it feels like. Yeah.
You can still travel to Materia if you want.
If you want, you can travel to Materia. Please travel to Materia. Let them see some people.
I'm traveling. I've been traveling to Materia because my friends actually moved there because they wanted the actual good ping.
I see. I'll pass. Okay, moving on. There's going to be some convention stuff coming up. We're in convention season, or sorry, big gaming convention season, I should say. There's always, some would say, there's always a convention, and that's true. Every throughout the year.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
we just don't hear about most of them because they're irrelevant to us.
Yeah, and like
That's
super
true,
niche
yes.
stuff. Okay, so PAX West. So obviously, E3, rest in peace. That would have been, you know, a big. Oh, it would have been in July. Actually, it would have been at the end of July, wasn't it? PAX West is coming up, and 14 will be represented in PAX West. Did I say East?
And
PAX West.
this one's not in Australia.
Yeah, for some reason, Mela is thinking Australia when he hears PAX West.
No, PAX East.
Oh, sorry, PAX. Oh, is it PAX East you think is Australia?
Yeah, because Australia's in the east.
because it's in relation to where he lives in the UK. East of him is Australia. West of him is obviously America.
Yeah. Why would you need two for one country? Come on, guys.
East of Mela would be Scandinavia.
All right, PAX.
Yeah, but very
all
far
right.
east.
So bizarre.
I know there's a PAX in Australia, which
Yeah.
is why I thought PAX East would be the same one.
Okay, I see. Okay, anyways. Final Fantasy XIV is headed to Seattle for PAX West 2024. We invite seasoned veterans to battle against Valigarmanda, new adventures to challenge early primal battles, or simply come by and snap a photo of our photo spot and participate in fun giveaways. We'll also be hosting a special panel with lead UI designer Kei Oragiri that you won't want to miss. This starts
That
on...
could be interesting.
Yeah?
That is interesting. I don't know if we've ever seen him before. We probably have, but I don't remember if he's ever done a panel.
I've heard his
If he's
name.
in charge of the modern UI stuff, like the achievements, change window and stuff, that's interesting.
Did we not watch
His name...
something with him during... Yeah, go on.
His name is familiar, but I don't quite remember from when.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure someone's gonna let us know in the comments. This kicks off on the 30th of August, 2024, through Monday, the 2nd of September. And it's open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. PDT.
Wow.
The Final Fantasy XIV booth will be open throughout the entire show. So if you're there in person, you can stop by and have a look. Their panel is called "Putting the U in UI." That's a good panel.
That is good, actually.
Tailoring the Final Fantasy XIV experience. Join lead UI designer Kei Odagiri as he discusses his efforts to constantly enhance your quality of in-game life, the birth and evolution of the group pose feature, and more. Get a peek behind the curtain at some of the hard work that goes into ensuring that Final Fantasy XIV players around the world enjoy their adventure to the fullest. This takes place at the Seattle Convention Center, Blue Dragon Theater, on the 31st of August.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
That does sound cool.
31st of August at 11 a.m. That's 6 p.m. GMT, 7 p.m. BST, until Sunday, the 1st of September, 2024 at 4 a.m. Oh, sorry. No,
that's the other time. No.
No, that would be a very long panel. Or for Australians.
That's just so strange.
The 1st of September at 4 a.m. Sorry, confused me there.
In case you travel, like, because when I go to Seattle, I still stay on GMT. So when you have me to know what time it'll be.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's because this is going to be broadcast live, so I think you want to know when you can watch it.
Yeah, it'll become clear now. You get panel attendees will also receive a mini poster, which is like a Dawn Trail 2 picture thing.
Looks alright.
Got the Warrior of Light at the top, and then
it would get scuffed on the way home, probably. It's
but also the design they have that we're looking at is not final and subject to change.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and it's while supplies last, so you probably won't get one. They'll bring about 6.
And they'll be made of like. They're giving them away
Bible
for free,
paper.
so it's it's gonna be Bible paper.
Sanctified those, so don't worry.
Can't make it to PAX West? Don't worry, the panel will be streamed live for adventurers around the globe to tune into, so you can watch it on Twitch, or on the 14 Twitch channel or the PAX West Twitch channel. So
shame that it's pretty much podcast time.
It is.
Yeah, we definitely won't be covering it.
Yeah, no.
But it's a cool sounding panel. I hope they address portraits, and he explains himself as to why the system's so bad.
Yeah. Okay, so the Valiger Mando challenge for form groups with fellow attendees while lining up for the challenge and do battle against the legendary beast held to be the mightiest in all Tural, Valiger Manda. Participants who emerge victorious will receive a Tour Tural-inspired Dawn Trail canvas double-sided tote bag. They made it real! They made them real. I'm here for tacos. It's real, folks.
That one is really good.
Oh, fuck. Grandpa.
It's beautiful, but wouldn't you also feel a bit... Well, don't you want the I Beat Valiger Manda shirt? That's what everyone wants.
Yeah. It doesn't
It's so
focus,
sad when they don't do
what
it for all events. But it's cool, at least.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Again, this is always what they do with these cool merches. They plaster it with Final Fantasy XIV Online.
That's what I don't like. Yeah, I wish it wasn't there, but
at least it's like in a it's a matching bright pink. It's a nice color.
I mean, it has to be there somewhere.
Not...
But yeah.
On the Dawn Trail side.
Yeah.
Or on the strap or something.
Yeah.
It's not a good look to plaster the. It doesn't look good.
No. Okay, and then there's the photo spot. That's the same photo spot from FanFest, I think, with Orion J and the pineapple.
Yeah, but it wasn't at the FanFest that I was at, because I would have taken a picture with this Orion J.
Oh, right. Start your summer adventure off right by posing alongside Orion J in our photo spot, so be sure to stop by and snap a shot to forge some lasting memories. Then there's the cosplay photo gathering. Enjoyed the panel and want more time with your fellow Warriors of Light? Come clad in your cosplay on Saturday and join us for some group photos tentatively planned for after the panel. Keep an eye on our social channels for updates on the meetup location and time as we get closer to the show. We hope to see you there. And there's the new player. I don't have to go through all this. This is some of this is standard fare for all of these conventions. There's a new player experience area where you get introduced to 14. There's the merch booth.
The Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Ifrit Titan or Garuda. Yeah. Merch booth, and then there's a giveaway. With summer in full swing, we'll be giving away a number of Dawn Trail themed bucket hats.
What? Nice.
To ensure that you stay cool wherever your adventures lead. Also, PAX West attendees will be able to grab a 14 theme lanyard for their badge. So.
The lanyard's cool.
The
lanyard
minion
I
face
would.
side I like.
Yeah, the lanyard I would take, but yeah, the hat you can leave.
Oh no, but the good side has Final Fantasy XIV freetrial.com on it again.
I
Oh,
love
so frustrating.
advertising. Okay. That's PAX East, but wait, there's more. The
What?
PAX West was just the first course.
That's actually the second course.
I know you're hungry as a
time, man.
horse. Gamescom.
Yeah, these are in reverse order of when they're occurring.
Yeah. We have Gamescom, which
Yay.
is earlier.
I hope it's in Cologne, like always.
It's in deodorant, actually.
No!
So, joke's on you.
Oh.
We are pleased to present. So we talked about Gamescom last week, but now we have the program for the event. So Wednesday the 21st of August until Sunday the 25th of August. Please note that access to the trade fair on the 21st of August is restricted to dealers, wild card holders, and journalists only. The event will open its doors to all visitors on the 22nd of August. It's for drug dealers.
I only know what one of those is. I know what journalists are. Why are they getting weed dealers and wild card holders in?
It's very similar to E3, where the first day or first 2 days were only for journalists. I didn't know they did this for Gamescom, to be honest.
No?
Well, what's a wild card holder?
I would assume a wild card holder are special people that like they entered a raffle so that they can get in early.
Maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can visit them in Hall 9.1, booth B054, which is such a beautifully German naming scheme.
Yeah.
Beginners and experienced adventurers alike will have the chance to win great prizes at the Final Fantasy XIV booth. Just remember, by the way, that in PAX East, it was called, like, Blue Dragon Room or whatever.
Yeah.
And Germany's like,
this is easy to remember.
Welcome House B-054.
You can just remember it.
What did you say, Mela?
You just remember it. It's, you know, I'm off to Gamescom.
This is bit
in Hall 9.1.
Yeah, I'm curious about this bit.
Booth B054 is where I belong, and then you'll easily get there.
Right.
What?
It rhymes.
Oh, I see. There was okay. There was I lost. I fell off a little there, but okay.
You gotta keep up.
Oh, I definitely fell off.
Yeah, VOD viewers, you can go back and re-experience that moment, and maybe you'll get it.
Oh.
No, or maybe not. Don't do it, actually. Beginners and experienced adventurers alike will have the chance to win great prizes at the Final Fantasy XIV booth. Equipped with amazing hardware from MILFCOM.
Yeah, I read it as MILFCOM too.
Oh, MIFCOM. MIFCOM.
Yeah, it's MIFCOM.
NZX.
We're not getting sponsored by them, are we?
NZXT. Am I supposed to say it like that, or is it like?
No.
Or is it next?
No, next is a clothing store.
NZ or NZXT, depending on the region. Aegon, the Conqueror, by AOC. Sorry,
Alexandria.
Sorry, there's a lot. This is a
Cortez.
lot. Yeah, this is a lot. Sorry. And Razor, as well as chairs by Secret Lab. You will experience a gaming experience in a... Never heard of them. Unknown brands for me. You will experience a gaming experience in a class of its own. We will be welcoming producer and director Naoki Yoshida and German translation lead Pamela Drobig as guest of honor. In addition to panel talks, they will also join us for exciting stage program. For our exciting stage program.
Name. Drobig. That's a great name.
There will also be a chance to participate in a signing session with Yoshi P. And you know what? He will sign everything.
I think he would, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think he'd like it.
Yeah. Oh, he loves that.
The more humiliating place you can, like, make him sign, the better.
Yeah. Oh, I'd have him, like, Yoshi on one tit and P on the other
tit. If you were in, like, a Yotsuyu
you're
cosplay,
ashamed
you
of
could make
that.
him
I'm a
shine,
little bit
not
ashamed.
shine, shine your shoes, sign your shoes. You can make him shine them too.
Why don't you shine my shoes as well while you're at it? Battle Challenge Valagarmanda. Face the legendary beast Valagarmanda at Gamescom 2024. Held to be the mighty... Okay, sorry. This is literally...
Again. But this time, look what you get.
You get
Instead
the-
of a shit coat bag, you
Yeah,
get the I Beat Valagarmanda
You get
shirt.
the I Beat Valagarmanda t-shirt, which is very cool. I'm glad they brought these back. We said that
It
last
doesn't
week.
work with a name that long, though. Look, you can barely read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a long name. That's
Okay,
true.
I'm
But
actually...
it's a really good shirt.
The rest of this, I realized we talked about last week. We pretty much read all of this, where you can fight with Yoshi P and Pamela.
Yeah.
There's some times here, but
I think
if
it's so
you're...
they've updated it with the types of things because there's the trial roulette and then just the Valagarmanda trial stuff.
Yes.
I think that's new, but yeah, it's
The
over the
stage-
weekend.
The stage program is cool. There's like an extreme roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoshipi's doing a lot,
Yes.
but I would check the Lodestone post for
If you're interested or if you're
the
going...
exact timings.
Yeah, details is on the Lodestone. Okay, moving on. Moonfire Faire. It's back,
Yay.
folks. Summer is... It's funny because it comes out when summer is sort of in the last month
It
of
never
summer.
used to, did it? Oh no, maybe it did
I
always.
think
come
it
out in
always
August.
was late summer. So the summer event is here. Everybody say Uchiwa Washoi.
Yeah.
Uchiwa Shoi.
From starting Thursday, the 8th of August, 8 a.m. GMT, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, till Monday, the 26th of August, or Tuesday, the 27th of August, 1 a.m. Well, it's all these annoying times. It's 3:59 p.m. GMT and 59. Yeah, essentially 1 a.m., 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Figure it out yourselves, folks. Figure it out. Okay. Oh shit! I forgot to include the blurb from the Lodestone. What is happening?
There's not much.
With fireworks in the air and festive decorations on every street corner, the season of summer is in full swing. So long as the sun shines bright, there is time yet for further merriment, and Costa del Sol's sandy beaches beckon. Bring your friends, family, and pets to revel and rampage at this year's Moonfire Faire. The quest is called Fire Red, Beast Green. Mayaru Moyaru is scouring the aft castle for any sun-beaten souls who might not have heard about this year's Moonfire Faire. How can you live in Eorzea and not know about... Oh,
Especially in Limpsa.
are we gonna like have some Turali visitors maybe that we're gonna teach like...
No. There'd have to be nobodies.
Well,
Of
I guess
course.
I think the idea is that you don't know what time each year it's going to happen. It's always different.
That's fair, I guess.
I just can't imagine spending very long there. Like, this is like a 3-week holiday in Eorzea.
Yeah.
And
their
it's
summer
like a jumping
break.
puzzle.
Yeah. Well, they also lounge, you know. They
I
just
suppose
chill.
that's- yeah.
They frolic.
I think I'd probably use my annual Moonfire Faire leave to maybe, like, I don't know, go on holiday to
You go to Costa del Sol.
Ishgard or something.
Oh, you go to Ishgard? You go to snow during summer?
Well, I don't think I could deal with Costa del Sol for 3 weeks. I'd die.
That's true. It is. I mean, we've talked about this. I'm not a resort type. You know, I don't think I can sleep on a beach for that long. But I mean, that is essentially what the holiday is. It's just chilling on the beach.
Ugh.
There are 2 rewards. There's the Uchiwa Washoi emote, which is just, I guess, you're fanning.
Yeah.
You hold like a large fan and swing it. And there's a housing item, Bouncing Bomb Balloon, which are the balloons that you see as part of the decorations, I think, in the city-states. You know, the ones that bob up and down.
Yeah.
They've existed for a while.
Yeah.
But this is the first time they're
better
available
of
to
the
us.
two.
Yeah.
Nothing special though. People aren't going to be very pleased, I don't think, with these rules.
People are disappointed that there's no glamour. People are always disappointed when there isn't a summer glamour, but there can't be one every year.
There can't be
It's
one every
true.
year, especially, it can't be more bikinis.
There are
We've
only
got enough.
that many.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. How many variations?
The
of a
year when we
bikini?
had the Go-Go Power Ranger one, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
Forgot
things
about
like that.
Yeah. You don't really see
But-
that in the wild anymore. That outfit.
I'll bring it back for you. I'll make it my machinist glam. Just for
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, this looks like a very standard. I mean, the quest might be good, and we are
It
probably
might.
getting the jump puzzle again.
Well, that'll be fun for streams.
It'll be fun for some.
This
Fun-
year,
fun-
you
fun for-
you have to
Fun
do it
for
next
a
year,
stream.
Yeah, for a stream. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's Moonfire Faire. Lovely.
Minion would be nice. Joe would be nice. A bomb minion where it's the ice bomb.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised we don't have that yet.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue bomb. Thank you. You're welcome, Yoshi. I've solved it again.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna be one of these? Because Moonfire Faire is probably the one where I expect like a fate-driven one the most. I guess the New Year's one as well. But we've had a lot of
yeah.
fate.
Do you remember the one where we all got on that weird like Alps? No, whatever it was. Like the weird little like salamander thing and splashed
It wasn't
water.
Alpst.
Oh yeah.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
And it had like a cool color scheme. It was like orange.
We
Yeah.
never got that. No, we never got that as a mount.
No,
No.
but it'll definitely happen one Moonfire Faire within the next decade, I think.
Yeah. Remember the shark?
Sure.
The shark one. The shark.
The
fate
shark one was cool. And then
I
the
like
weird
the
year
shark
where they
one.
did the polar bear.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah.
But it's still cool.
Very lost. Was giving lost.
Very lost.
Um.
Just
Mm.
hope the quest is good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That is Moonfire Faire starting Thursday, 8th of August. At the times I said earlier. I'm not going through the times again. All right. Moving on.
Oh, there's one missing. There's a story here that should be here.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, time for a tonal shift. We have to talk about Wuk Lamat. We've been pretty... I think we've been pretty careful with how we've been dealing with the stuff surrounding Wuk Lamat on this channel. We haven't really... We have addressed it. We addressed it during our spoiler
Review.
cast. Yeah. But it has, unfortunately, just gotten worse. I'll read what the subreddit is shutting down any attempts now from people to talk shit about Wuk Lamat on the subreddit. And it's been hard to like explain this on our stream or on our show, like why, because you can not like Wuk Lamat, but there's been hate towards other characters in this game before, but not to this level. It's okay to hate a character because the character is bad or evil, like Xenos, like Lys, but but there is something else happening this time that we haven't really seen to this level before. So I'll read I'll read this post on the subreddit. Regarding a certain main character in Dawn Trail, general Dawn Trail spoilers just in case. Yeah. Hello, Warriors of Light and Darkness, if you prefer. Hopefully you have all enjoyed Dawn Trail as well as the release of Arcadion Savage. Unfortunately, with how the main story of this expansion garnering a mixed response amongst the community, and the main reason apparently has to do with the star of the expansion, Wuk Lamat, who has become a subject of intense and insane discourse among the players, ranging from love, like, dislike, to outright hate. Now, we strive to maintain the community to allow a wide variety of opinions and thoughts as long as it's within what the rules allow, and it's certainly okay for players to hold personal comments and feelings for any character they encounter throughout the story. However, in the past few Past few weeks, what we have encountered are large amounts of messages that are, to put it blunt and directly, weirdly insane and vitriolic. Such comments even spilled onto the person behind the voice, Sina Breyer, and her background also attracted a number of unfortunate attacks and criticisms that were unwarranted most of the time. This is getting to the point where we have to create this thread to issue an announcement. So what will we do? Up until this point, we will allow comments, no matter how stupid one looks to many browsing the subreddit, as long as it's within the realm of civility, and we're not going to change this and moderate it as usual. However, the mod team are in agreement to start removing messages that are just plain offensive and toxic, even if the character subject in question is fictional. We know clarifications are important to understand what we're aiming to do, so time to list out some examples of what is allowed and what will be subjected to removal. Now listen carefully to this, because I think a lot of you are going to argue, right? So listen, this is allowed. This is what you can say, okay? I like Wuk Lamat, but in some areas she's being given too much focus. I dislike Wuk Lamat because she's annoying and rubs me the wrong way. I have issues with the voice direction for the character, and it makes it seem like X or Y to me. I felt that the character is poorly written, and hopefully Square Enix will do something about that in later patches. Man, if they would just retire the character and not let her out for the rest of the story, I'd be happy. These are all okay. This should be common sense at this point. This means your personal opinion on the character itself are yours, and this won't change. But do note that while these comments are of course not subjected to moderation, there will be people who will disagree with you and provide their reasoning. So it's always good to let it be and let live, and communicate without resorting to immature attacks. However, we are going to remove messages. Well, we are going to remove our messages like this. So I'll just read them. These are not my words. I want the next patch. I want the next patch to have some apocalyptic something to turn this woke, stupid shit Lamat into some monster so we can claw her heart out and step into pieces. Good for me to do so, because how dare this stupid piece of shit woman annoy me and sour my experience for Dawn Trail. That's one. This is what we get for accommodating to DEI, which stands for Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion, for those who don't know. VA sucks. Don't voice a character if they can't sound like it. And then also, how dare you dislike Wuk Lamat? You must be transphobic. That's a newly added example. Please note that this isn't limited to just Wuk Lamat, and it'll apply to just about any character, even those that haven't appeared yet in future patches or expansions. We get that the character's writing can be a mixed bag, and some may like it and some may not, and that's completely okay. But since this is starting to get out of control with how some here were being extremely weird and toxic, we believe some form of control is needed before it gets worse. Lastly, this request is coming from me as well. If you are reading this, please be mindful and relay your messages in a way that does not wedge towards the extreme end. Voicing likes or dislikes are fine, because most of us don't see things eye to eye for most of the time, and we're not going to remove your right to voice out just because disagreements happen. But please, don't be weird about it. Especially no personal attacks on the voice actress. This has been extremely prevalent in past weeks. And if you aren't aware already, we practice zero tolerance towards messages containing transphobic, racist, and sexist tones. Any messages containing such nature will cause the mod team to take action immediately, and we don't take this lightly. We hope you are taking this to heart and start behaving. If you have read up to this point, thank you for your attention. Edit. So this is the the stuff that was... You noticed that there was one that was added at the end of the examples. We see some messages mentioning they've been accused by people for being a bigot or transphobic, or names just because they criticize the character. Of course, just because you dislike Wuk Lamat does not make you transphobic, so long as your personal opinion does not involve anything that contains transphobic, racist, or sexist in tone. Their accusations will also be dealt the same way and will be removed. If the accuser's record is terrible enough, they will be punished. If we shut down one extreme, it makes sense to also shut down the other as well. Please report those messages to us if you encounter one, and we'll look into it for sure. Thank you.
Good of the subreddit. That's a balanced view.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, this will lead to a more reasonable discourse in regards to Wuk Lamat, at least on the subreddit. I can't speak to any other platforms online, but hopefully, at least you'll be able to have a more reasonable discussion.
Yeah.
On Reddit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy though. Like this is I don't
bad.
like how how fucked are you if you care this much? I'll just read the tweet as well from Senna Breyer from Twitter. I think she actually had to delete this tweet. This tweet isn't up anymore, as far as I remember. So, not to baby cry my own woes, but in the past months, I've had misgendering, death, essay threats, doxing attempts, threats against my family, etc. in every post and all across Twitch, YouTube, Reddit. All because I voiced a Final Fantasy character and my industry has been dead silent. That's psychopathic behavior from some of you. Like I'm not saying to our community, but like our speakers community.
But some
there are people. I mean, there has to be enough people for this to become such a problem. And I've seen it. I mean, you see, if you go on Twitter and there's a post about Wuk Lamat, you'll read the most heinous things in the replies. It's crazy. It's disappointing, I think. I feel like, I mean, we've always had. I mean, we know the
It has never been so overtly extreme, and this isn't just for this game. This seems to be a trend in sort of social media, but people are so extremely overtly strong in what they say, and some of it's probably like just bullshit copy pasta kind of going along with this stuff because that's just how people can be. But it's insane how we've got to this point.
It's very disappointing because Final Fantasy XIV and the Final Fantasy community in general, I would say, is probably one of the more LGBTQ plus friendly communities in regards to gaming out there. So it's sad that there are still many people that will behave this way in regards to a character and their voice actor.
Yeah, let me just say that apparently the tweet is still up. I just couldn't find it when I was checking for the source for it. It's still up. It's just part of a thread. So, okay. Yeah, it is weird. It is something has happened throughout the everywhere, it seems, and it's just
I don't know what it is.
I don't think this is necessarily representative. Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily just representative of the 14 community or the Final Fantasy community. I think this is more representative of society as a whole right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I expected more from our community, though. I am still disappointed.
Yeah.
The length at which some people go, and it's also like maybe some of you. I keep saying not when I say you, I mean the 14 community, not necessarily our viewers, but some might not know what they're doing. They're just jumping on like this hate bandwagon, not really understanding what they're doing. But I think that
exactly, there's definitely that.
I think the biggest
and I would also say
go on. I'll get back to
I was just going to say, I would also say that there are people that are just not actually part of the 14 or Final Fantasy communities that are jumping on as this is an opportunity because they're being told by other people or because they've found out now somewhere online that a trans woman is voicing a character in Final Fantasy XIV, and therefore that is unacceptable, and so they're going to do everything in their power to make her life terrible.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like brigading. Like they're coming out to like stir some shit up here, and then some people get caught up in it.
Weird, like drone minions of select terrible people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't really. I don't think they even half of them probably don't even know what they're doing. They just follow blindly. It's sad and it's annoying to see.
Yeah.
It's made using most social media unpleasant.
And I have to say, hold on, let me change. Someone say something else about this. I have to change up my battery. It's about to die.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been a big social media person, but like, I think for me, Twitter, when I first started using that and saw what kind of things were on there, I don't like using anything anymore.
I mean, Twitter has definitely gone downhill
Yeah,
It's so bad
last
now.
Twitter's so over.
year or so as a result of internal issues over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sad. It could be a place for some fun discourse. Could be a nice place to share things, but I don't want to participate. I don't even participate in the Fortnite, the Reddit
Right.
subreddit,
Yeah.
and that's. I mean, they've made a good step on trying to moderate that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this weird also red flag. I mean, again, we have to, like, every time we have to say it. It's okay to not like Wuk Lamat. You don't have to get
100%.
so defensive.
You don't have to like everyone in the game.
I'll point at you and
just
call you a
state your
transphobe
opinion.
if you start, using, like, if you call her Wuk Lamat, or if you start, using those really annoying grifter terms. I know who you
It's
are
obvious.
then. You can fuck off. But otherwise, fine. I don't like Lise. People hate me for not liking Lise.
I don't like Lise.
I've never gone after her voice actress.
No, the voice acting was
It doesn't
fine.
matter. She's separate from this. She has nothing to do with what I feel about Lise. Yeah, go on.
I think you can have very valid complaints about Wuk Lamat and her role in Dawn Trail's story, but that doesn't mean you have to present your argument in such a disrespectful or transphobic or whatever manner that is, like, unbecoming.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even you can dislike the delivery of a line or whatever, but that's how the vision of the creator was. Like, Square Enix would have sat down and said, "This is how we want the character to sound."
Yeah.
If you don't like it, fair enough, but it's not anyone's fault. That's how it was.
She didn't just walk in and be like, "I'm going to voice this character this way. This is my Wuk Lamat." That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not.
And most of the time, voice actors don't know the context for what they're voicing. Their performance is entirely dependent on the voice direction.
Yeah.
So if their performance is not necessarily fitting within what you believe it should be for a particular scene, it's probably not going to be their fault.
Yeah.
They get a script and they get someone in the other booth probably telling them a little bit of background on it.
Well, I think it's, again, psychotic to go after the voice actress for...
100%.
Don't like the character
behavior.
then. Say the character's shit then and move on. You know, we don't care about your, like, 2-page essay and then trying to be like, "Oh no, people are calling me transphobic on the internet." Like, shut up. If you care that much, then you, like, have to put the blame on the voice actress. Something's wrong with you. Okay?
Yeah.
Relax. It's okay to not like a character. I don't know how many times I have to say it because people get so defensive now.
It seems at this point.
What did you say?
Weekly.
Oh yeah, weekly. Yeah. So there you go. Don't be an asshole. And
It's not hard.
Yeah, this is probably going to be like a permanent stain, at least in my mind, for this community. I'll never forget this moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was pretty proud of our community. I mean, back when, like, the only things that were, like, upsetting were, like, a billboard, the Lalafell chair discourse, you know?
I love the Lalafell
But now
chair
we're going into, like, people telling, saying they're gonna, essay a voice actress because they didn't like her performance or because she's trans.
Much.
That's fucked up. That's like, are we there? Have we really fallen this far? Or were we this far? Are we always been this low? I don't know. But it just, like, now just came out. Anyways, there you go. Rant over.
I think people are being emboldened to say terrible things by certain people online and elsewhere.
They're watching grifters, I guess. And they're telling them to do this.
They say something that, sounds okay, and then suddenly you actually believe everything they say. You become some weird ass.
You have to wake up for a second and remember that this is a real person. This is a human that you're talking to. Like,
would you like it if you opened your DMs and had this from 1,000 people? So
yeah,
treat people courteously.
That was her, like, first big 14 entry into 14. Good job. That's how we welcome
and she
a
was
new voice actor.
She was a fan of the series. She was a player before she was a voice actor.
Yeah.
A voice actor of a character in this game.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. I don't know what else to say. I'm disappointed. There's no other way to segue out of this. Be better. Be better. And also, I will say again, completely unacceptable in our community. And I said this when we did our spoiler cast. If I see any of that shit in our chat, on our Discord, in our comment section, that's your last comment. That's the last thing you say in our community. You'll be out of here. Okay. Hope that's clear. Okay. Moving on. It's time for MogMail. Whew, let's change. Hopefully this is a more upbeat MogMail. Here we go.
At least I've got a nice name.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, this is promising. It's from Meow Meow.
Meow.
From nowhere. Do you guys ever think the developers regret the clan system? This is in regards to Mikote and Ellison, because they mostly use Duskwights when they need criminals, and Keepers are hardly used to begin with compared to Seekers. And both. Oh God, is it actually with two?
Hetzaro.
Is it actually with 2 H's?
No, I don't believe so.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it might be actually. Yeah,
I think it was.
That threw me off. Hetzaro and Mistel are Seekers. Hrothgar's clan system is not even based on anything. It's just whether you have a queen or not. So you can be Helion, but use a lost name. And in theory, this is fluid and can change. I know they can never go back on this system. I'm just curious. For a matter, are Hetzaro another clan that just happens to align with the Seekers, or would the Hetzaro themselves have a split between nocturnal and diurnal people? Also, another question popped up when I wrote this. Since Shadowbringers, they have made a point that whenever we travel to a land far away and somewhat isolated from Eorzea, the names of the races change. This happens in Shadowbringers, and both Tural and Alexandria in Dawntrail. Do you think they would have done the same for Hingashi if they were to do Stormblood again? I got the impression that Hingashi, and to some extent Othard, were about as isolated from Eorzea as Tural until some years ago. Perhaps, if we ever go back to Hingashi in another expansion, they will say something like, oh, the people of Kugane use the Eorzean names because of the foreigners, but here we use other names. I don't know. What do you think? It's interesting. We did talk about them,
yes,
like, regretting...
You mean in terms of clans' names. Because we know that the Far Eastern Hyrs, Rogadins, just Hyrs and Rogadins, because our both clans explicitly come from the Far East, are supposed to be their own clan of those two races.
Right. That's true.
I like the clans where they have some kind of reasonable difference, like Duskwights and Wildwoods.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clear disparity between those two.
Yeah.
And like
yeah, but we also have Ishgardian Elezen, which we can't actually play as technically.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ishgardian ones push away from
There's actually like the difference between Wildwoods and Duskwight is more cultural than any kind of like genetic difference, because I believe the difference only there is based on which ones chose to leave the Gelmora and which ones did not.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. I don't really like the word clan, because it's very rarely a clan. It's a clan for the Mikote, perhaps.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's just like the difference between being a human from Europe and being a human from Africa or something.
That's true. I don't know what else they would name it, though. Like, I don't know.
No, it is strange. It is strange that they don't use keeper models of Mikote anywhere else.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. That's true. I wonder if... Yeah, I don't know. Clan... Again, I'll just say it. The clan system is another 1.0 leftover. So it is one of those things. But they are trying. I mean, I will give them
forced.
I will give them
people, though.
credit, though. They could have just been like, let's not add clans to the new races that we add. But they did it anyway, and they gave them lore. So, I mean, even if the lore is a little shaky when it comes to other worlds, you know,
the lore's very shaky.
And calling it clans, I agree. It is giving like tribal. You know, it's giving the same like vibe. Like
tribal was more fine though, because a lot of them were kind of.
Well, would you call the Wachimekimeki a tribe?
No.
Wachimekimeki?
Sorry, the
Pelu Pelu.
Pelu Pelu. I was thinking the
No, they're one that fits the new nomenclature, but
yeah.
I don't. The thing is, they can't use race because race in a fantasy setting means species. So really, they'd have to change race to species and clan to race.
Yeah, it's because they need different words for different levels of classification.
Yeah.
Also, Pelu Pelu aren't. Pelu Pelu are their own species. They're not. I believe they're not Hyurs.
No, they're
tiny,
their own.
I don't know. Yeah.
Race.
They're their own. Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite confusing. One thing I don't really, the second half of the MogMail, I think for other shards, I don't mind when they change the names of species.
Mm-hmm.
But I think within the same world, it seems unnecessary.
Tural makes sense because for the longest time there was no like travel between them.
Yeah.
The Far East, it makes sense that they can use the same names because that's technically the three continents are connected. So they would have heard that name might have traveled across, whereas Tural is explicitly over a very dangerous ocean. It was difficult to tramp.
You have to remember that the Othard was under Garlemald as well, which also used the Eorzean naming convention as well. So that would have definitely brute forced the use of those names.
But are our naming conventions strictly Eorzean creations? What did the Allegans think? Because everything was under Allegan rule.
That's true. It might come from Allegan. I mean, we don't really know.
Does, it makes less sense for Tural then.
But also, what makes no sense for Tural?
Why would Tural have different names if everyone was under Allegan rule?
We don't know if Alleg was there. There's no proof.
We have no evidence that. No, Mela. You'll notice that throughout Dawn Trail, you don't get Allegan gold silver pieces, you get Night World silver pieces.
Yeah.
Which suggests that the Allegans did not make it that far.
No.
That is true, but I presume they did because they claims that they were global.
I still have to say, that portal to, the portal in the Gold City place... Yeah. I can't get over the fact that looks Allegan still. The actual portal itself, it has like the Allegan veins, has the Allegan like lines, like it's very Allegan to me. But
and no one really.
At no point does anyone acknowledge it.
No one gave a shit. They were like, portal.
Yeah, and it looks so deliberate as well because everything else looks so new and unknown, but then that portal just looks like Allegan.
I mean, Alizé explicitly says, "I hope it's not Allegans again." I think that's all I think that was them trying to dismiss it as much as possible.
Yeah.
I hope it is Allegans again.
Maybe it is. Maybe in a future patch we'll learn that the Allegan, or maybe a side quest, the Allegans did go here. Maybe on an expedition. Okay. Anyways. Where are we? Hingashi, Othard. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear why they use Eorzean naming conventions. It's part of the same continent, or the three great continents.
It's part of the same landmass.
The mass is called the three great continents, but you know what I mean. And
I don't know. I still don't buy it. I think that
you still don't buy it. You don't think
Garlemald would use different words? I don't think Garlemald would have gone. You've got to call us here. You've all got to be here now.
I also don't know if that's necessarily just like. I don't know if you can even like you can. Garlean is just like one potential reason that they would use those terms.
Yeah,
the continents have been connected for centuries.
Yes.
Yeah, but to be fair, Hingashi didn't open up until recently anyway.
Well,
that's like the plot
but they still had communication with people. I know that they
communication,
still had
but
communication with
They were a
people.
very isolated group of people. It doesn't make sense if I feel like they would have their own words for it. I feel like it's an idea they came up with, and now they're trying to just add it on wherever they can.
Okay. We'll find out.
I don't think
day.
it matters that much.
No, it
doesn't matter.
So far, though, they do not. Like, so far in lore, they do not have different names. We'll see if that ever changes, I guess.
I think it'll just be a weird anachronism.
Okay. We do have to get through 7.05's patch notes as well, so we're going to just move on to that. It's quite beefy. So let's jump into that. Patch 7.05 released on Tuesday this week, or last week if you're watching on YouTube. There's some stuff here that is not that interesting, but
the first one's super interesting.
This one's super interesting. I was so excited. I even put it in the comments for our last episode because we had literally talked about it and I had ranted about it. And I was just waiting for people to like comment that. So I was like, I'll get there first. So the arrival coordinates when teleporting or returning to Solution 9 have been adjusted. That's great.
I like that their solution. I mean, I don't mind their solution in that they've put you at the corners where you are already within range of the aetheryte.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how difficult it would have been for them to expand the range of the aetheryte.
Right.
Or just move us forwards.
You just move us forwards a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
Like that we're so near the corners that it feels weird every time I go there. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, I don't care because I literally look at the aetheryte for 2 seconds before I just immediately click it to like teleport.
Yes.
So I don't care.
I think I still.
Mela just
I'm not going in.
Looks around a little bit. Solution 9.
I'm not
I'm used to
manually
running forwards.
walking anywhere from the aetheryte plaza.
Well, I still like push forward instinctively when I appear in Solution 9. Okay. So that's huge. That's actually the best thing about this patch, actually. The best feature added. Leaves. The name of the client for the Tulyula leave shielding my students has been changed.
Cool.
No, really?
Very nice.
I've heard something that like the original name was apparently offensive in some language, but I've also not seen any evidence of that.
No,
that's only hearsay.
I see. For Treasure Hunt, Cenote Jaja Goral has been added. This is the new Maps dungeon. We did that on Friday. No, Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, sorry.
Wednesday, yes.
Yeah. Cenote Jaja...
We got all the way to the final chamber on the
first run.
Yay, we're the best.
Cenote Jaja Goral consists of a series of chambers sealed behind imposing stone doors. After clearing each chamber, players must choose a door to proceed. You know how this works. It is the same as it always is. But this is following the design principle that they started with...
Heavensward.
No. I'm talking about like it all being one zone, like one instance, not where you can like actually see the other floors. They started doing that in Shadowbringers?
The last one, wasn't it?
Not Shadowbringers. It was Endwalker.
Endwalker.
Shadowbringers still had the long like tunnels.
Right.
Through the horrible tinsel.
It was all still one zone. It was just hidden, so it could do like loading.
It was just not visible. It's much nicer when you can see it all.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's a great zone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same old though.
It is the same old. Two
nice.
Doors. Sometimes you
the
get
gold at the end.
I mean, thank goodness they dropped it down to 5 from 7.
Yes.
Yeah. Bring it way up to 11. Let's just
shut up,
brother.
Okay.
Where's the platinum section? Gold isn't good enough anymore.
It'd be weird to have
too
platinum.
Visually indistinct from silver.
Yeah. For housing, new furnishings from the 14 furnishing design contest. Some sort of, is that a like fermented bean jar? Like what is this?
Might be sake.
Sake, okay, might be. Something that is probably fermenting, seeing as they're using ropes to hold down the lid.
Transport, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, maybe that too. This
is nice.
Some sort of
weird,
horseshoe.
Yeah, some kind of incomplete shape.
Yeah. It's.
I mean, I wouldn't waste a slot on it, but you might.
Looks like Ilmegish to me.
Yeah, a bit Megish.
nice thing.
Cool.
Nice thing, dude. I don't know what it is.
There's not enough slots. I don't care
This
about
is a waste of space.
most
You have
furnishings anymore.
If you have a mansion, you have 40 slots.
You can put like a bench or something inside it. You can definitely use it in certain ways. It's up to how you choose to, though.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's true.
Far too many furnishings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so overwhelming, even
More.
considering what to put.
More new Oh, we need this for the FC house. I'll remove the fountain for this.
Oh, to get rid of.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does it come with the tree by default in the middle?
I hope so.
I hope so.
Because that'll
we
save
can
us
put
a
Yaz's
couple of
plant
slots.
back on it.
Oh. I don't know if that exists anymore. I think I deleted it.
Oh my god, you got rid of Yaz's plant? Oh my god.
I think it might be on one of my retainers. I'll look for it. No, because when you put it in storage, I think it removes the plant.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, it would have been deleted when we moved. Unfortunately.
Yeah. That's an old reference that most won't get. There's
What's that weirdest thing on the right?
this.
Don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
What is it?
some sort of
Like an eyeball?
like a round thingy.
I don't like it. I don't want it to exist. I don't like it at all.
No. Okay.
I don't like
Yeah,
anything in this except maybe the treasure and that tree circle thing.
Yeah.
We got some new phantasmascapes. So
Oh, yeah.
I believe is what they're called.
Phantasmascapes things are
The
so
big screens.
weird. People make them look
They are
cool with
weird, I
windows,
agree.
but I don't really like them. I don't know.
It's a cool way to fake a view
I know.
out a
Yes.
window, but
Maybe
it.
add in a system where you can just put something in the window,
yeah.
like the aquarium trimmings, but for the windows.
Yeah, that's a good. I agree. I don't know why it's so hard for them to do that. Now that we are actually there might be signs of something exciting happening with the fact that they're playing with like transparent fabric and you know the new parasol with the neon one.
Oh, I love that.
Because they've always struggled
we've
with
got that already.
transparent things, looking through glass.
Yeah, remember when you couldn't move an aquarium or whatever?
Oh
For the
yeah.
longest time, if it had a fish in or something, I can't remember what the thing.
Yeah,
was, but you couldn't move.
this game has always had weird restrictions, but I feel like we're getting there with transparent things. I think maybe transparent glass might be coming. I mean, we get, like glasses on characters now. It has like proper like it looks like glass in them now. So maybe in the future we can get windows. Yoshi P, I know you're watching. Note it down. There's also this outdoor item. Is it a light?
It's like a golden gourd.
A golden gourd.
It's like a Mega Magui light based on such a thing.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Agave.
Yeah, like an agave light.
Yeah.
I don't. It's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
It kind of. You could put it. I don't know, it's a bit sylphish, maybe.
Yeah.
Ish.
I guess. I love that.
It would work in Gridania, I think.
Yeah. By the way, didn't they say when we're gonna get more housing slots, right? Like slots for our houses. I don't.
They did say that we were going to get that, but they didn't say when.
Walk that back.
I hope they don't walk it back because you know that you can tell that they know.
I don't think they'll walk it back because they know people want them.
Yeah. Cause they've added one or like two new outdoor items. They know that we don't have the space.
Right now.
New orchestrion roles have been added from the Savage and
I think that's
treasure.
all. Oh, and the
treasure
treasure maps. Yeah.
Okay, right, all right.
Okay, rather than go through all of these individually, let's try and just like address them based on what it says in the job guide. This is just a bunch of potency increases to balance its DPS against other tech jobs. You're just going to see a bunch of numbers go up. If you want, you can read them, Nikhil, but I don't think you need to.
I mean, are there any significant ones? I guess not.
No, it's all just potency increases.
Yeah.
Similarly to Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, once again, the potency has been increased, but also, moreover, to improve the responsiveness of Shadow Stride, which is their gap closer, we reduce the time between the action's activation and character movement. Well, that's nice that they can do that. If only they did that on hallowed ground.
Please.
Yeah.
Same with Gunbreaker for that movement thing.
Yeah.
Trajectory.
Yeah. For Monk.
Small buff. That's it.
Yeah, just damage increases.
Okay.
But also, just damage increases. Yeah.
Dragoon.
Oh, actually,
Yes,
for the
that's
monk one, quickly. Sorry. Apparently, they've changed this. The skills here are different than the ones they listed originally, because originally they had listed just like monks 1, 2, 3, and that implied that they were going up to like 1200 damage on their like basic skills.
I wish.
So they have adjusted this so that it's correct now, but it was funny, and I did see people freaking out about it when they first saw it.
Okay.
Monk's doing the best damage. Dragoon, same with what the Gunbreaker and Dark Knight had with its
Gap closer
Gap
Yeah.
and
closer.
glide,
Yeah.
and also just damage increases.
Yeah. For Ninja. Ninja.
Buff.
This is again potency increases.
That's a
Nothing
buff.
special here.
Yeah.
Samurai is going to be a big one.
Oh boy, oh boy. Samurai. What
Some
the
of these have got
fuck?
like timestamps in this, so important.
What's going on here?
Okay,
It's a
well, I can
general
read you
buff.
this because this is going to be a lot. Based on player feedback, we've removed the additional effect Grant Tsubame Gaeshi Ready from Make Your Shisui. Then you're going to hear a lot of names that mean nothing to you, Lukiel. And change the trait Enhance Yajitsu to Grant Tsubame Gaeshi Ready after executing any Yajitsu except for Higenbana. So after... You know those skills that you use when you use up the little stamps that you get
You
as
either
a
have 1,
samurai?
2, or 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
One was
If-
the dot.
after you-
3 was
After
the
the
big
two... Yes, if you do the 2 or the 3, you will get another skill immediately afterwards. So it's like you've got a nuke
Oh.
immediately afterwards, which apparently feels quite good for samurai players, is what I've heard. It would be nicer if we had Rollo here, because he could probably speak to this better, but this is
Yeah.
what I've heard from samurai players.
Okay.
Moreover, Tsubame Gaeshi now requires this status effect for execution, which should improve skill rotations. In light of these changes, which will see an increase in the usage of Tsubame Gaeshi in skill rotations, we've adjusted the potencies of several actions. So a lot of actions have actually, I believe certain actions have actually gone down in damage to account for the
Yes,
fact that you
some
have
of the
access
low
to this other skill significantly more frequently.
Yeah.
Mhm. They
Okay.
have balanced it.
I think that's all you need to know.
All right.
Basically,
that's-
try to make the
A lot.
rotation feel more
Better.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
A little snappier, a little more like you've got stuff to do and don't feel like you're just doing 1, 2, 3 to keep building up the things. Because Samurai never felt that good to me.
No.
Having to do 1, 2, 3 and then use the thing to apply the dot and then do another 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ugh.
I'm definitely intrigued by how this plays whenever I eventually get around to playing Samurai, because I definitely didn't enjoy it. It was probably one of my least enjoyable melee before.
Yeah.
I'll be intrigued as well.
Okay. Reaper.
Minor buff.
And just buffs again.
Okay. Now, Rollo wanted to talk about Viper because he apparently knows a lot about Viper. But Viper.
I mean, I agree with Rollo's take on this. But let me explain what they say. We've received feedback that Viper's unique combo system and the managing of its combo routes have proven relatively difficult to handle compared to other melee DPS jobs. I don't know how that's possible based on what I've heard. We believe one of the reasons for this has to do with the action Dreadfangs and its status effect Noxious Gnash. More specifically, finding the most opportune time to reapply and maintain this effect on enemies. That was the debuff you had to maintain on enemies to increase your damage overall. It's similar to the one that Reapers have, which I think is called like Death's Design or something like that.
Right.
So they've removed it, and then just increased potency and all of its other skills. I think this is very reactionary, and I don't really like this as a solution.
It's too soon. You need to you need to let it cook a bit longer. You need to get more people playing it. It's a new job. It's only just come out.
Yeah, literally, like most people haven't even got to 100 on it yet. Like it's very.
No, I'm like in the early 90s.
Surprisingly fast.
Like, I do feel as a non-100 Viper, I do feel like now instead, because it used to be like 1, 2, 3 special ability, and then like 2, 1, 3, so whatever. You'd have to restart to go through the different combos. But now it sort of flows you through an endless combo.
Yeah.
And then you just like spam your extra. I kind of like the flow where you're going through that because it feels super fast like a Viper would attack. It's like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
But I don't think I agree with removing this, and I hate this kind of mechanic. That's one of my least favorite things about Reaper. But if that's how Melee's meant to play, make it play like that.
Yes.
Don't just get rid of it.
Yep. This is very.
Also, they've added in a really stupid Harry Potter lightning bolt to the job gauge, and it looks stupid. And I hate it.
Use the simplified one. It doesn't show up there, I think.
It's really stupid. But it also now does red, blue, and yellow when you know it's going to be the end combo one. I think they've made it more user friendly. I don't know. It's a weird one. I'm sure Roto has some.
It does sound more user friendly. I just think that removing the debuff, having to maintain the debuff, just makes it sound unnecessarily simple. But
it's just another melee DPS now.
Oh my god, this. Oh god.
Yeah, because they had to change all of the skills because you're not got the debuff on the enemy anymore, so they have to increase the potency within the job itself.
I agree with you, Gogi. That is massively reactionary.
It is. It's
way too soon to change this big.
This is the poster job. Like, I mean, Pictomancer's too.
It did not.
But it's so fast.
It did not make a single patch.
No,
it did not make a whole patch cycle.
It's crazy.
It never even managed to go through Savage.
No,
with its original, like no one got to try it in real high-end content.
No,
insane.
It is insane. I don't understand.
And yet they're letting Pictomancers snooze their way through content as top of the leaderboard, huh?
I worry because
Pictomancers aren't snoozing. Pictomancer is more complicated,
yeah.
like in terms of its rotation compared to Reaper.
Yes, it's a little worrying how quickly this happened. Because remember, they said like they were not gonna be afraid of failing this time around, and this definitely looks like they're like walking back that promise very quickly.
Sometimes they kind of kowtow to the player base too quickly on
this is the fastest I think I have ever seen them do it.
Yeah,
I think this is not. Yeah, I think regardless of whether or not you like the changes, I don't necessarily like what this indicates for how they want to treat job actions going forward.
No,
especially if that's what they're focusing on for the next expansion. Hopefully, this is just a aberration.
Yeah,
we've got to keep an. Maybe, I mean, they're still experimenting. There's a chance that with feedback, it can get into a better place and bring back this dot and everything.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Machinist and Dancer, just potency increases.
Yeah.
So
Machinist and Dancer is just like potency to increase it. Apparently, keep it up to date with magical ranged jobs a little bit.
Right. Thaumaturge and Black Mage.
Black Mage has
here we go.
Change.
Yeah.
They've made it so you can use. So you know how they added Umbral Soul to like level 30 or whatever?
Yeah.
Now,
thank goodness,
when you're out of combat, it gives you everything. So max hearts, max MP, and stops the timer ticking down.
Fuck.
That's
insane.
Good. That is really good.
Why is that insane? Because you were just spamming it before anyway.
Yeah,
I know. You felt so cool because you're like,
no, you didn't. It was so cool. Annoying.
Also, they've increased the enhanced Enochian's percentage damage, so we've got a general buff. We've got actually quite a big buff.
Yes, they've increased potencies across the board, so as to keep up with Pictomancer as the other not selfish, but like damage-based caster.
Right.
I think we needed it. Pictomancer was going too hard.
But, yeah.
They've made our AoE better as well. They've got the flare drop-off percentage lowered, which is good.
Right.
I hate that mechanic.
Okay. There you go. So good updates for Black Mage.
Yeah.
Potency for Summoner. That's it.
Buff.
The Red Mage.
The modification change is the main thing, other than the damage buffs. Modification change from 15 to 30 seconds is so much better, considering you needed to cast six skills in the space of 15 seconds. So you essentially had no downtime.
Now it's nice.
I really love White Mage because in the job guide update it says the potency of several actions have been increased to keep in line with other healer jobs. Dia is the only action that has been increased from 70 to 75. Woo! I guess that's a good sign.
Dia
yeah?
it's
a dot.
You do. Your initial damage is the same as the dot potency.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, it
Ah,
counts
shit.
as the initial dot. You know,
Oh,
it's the
dude,
first
yeah,
dot
most
of
other
impact.
dots have a really like decent damage, and then the dot is slow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Dia's it's. I mean, it's a powerful dot. 75 per tick is pretty good, but
75's not bad.
it doesn't do initial damage. No, it doesn't.
Uh,
For Astrologian, shared recast
playing
line
your
has been
cards,
removed.
you have the
All
1, 2, 3
three
cards.
Yeah, because remember, all three cards are separate now. They used to share a recast timer. Now you'll be able to play multiple cards more quickly.
That's
Thankfully,
nice.
because
You
they
don't
don't
have to
share
wait
a
for
recast timer.
PCP.
Okay. I
Yes.
see.
You can apply 2, maybe even all 3 if you're ready. So fancy.
Okay, so that's
Oh my
good.
god, what kind of ping do you have?
Okay, well those are the job updates in a nutshell. If there's more to talk about Viper, then Rollo will be here next week.
Yeah,
so he'll fill you in. The following additions and adjustments have been made to job gauges. Viper's Viper sight will now indicate when the effects of honed steel and honed reavers are active.
That's the lovely lightning bolt mailer.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so ugly.
And then
It already did indicate it had a blue shiny thing.
Yeah. Well, now it has Harry Potter lightning. Black Mage's elemental gauge will now indicate when the expiration of Umbral Ice is halted by Umbral Soul.
That's good.
Useful.
AA of the Arcadion, light heavyweight tier Savage has been added. So that's Savage
How is
mode.
light heavyweight the first tier? What an absurd starting weight class to begin with.
Yeah.
Just think how crazy it's going to get.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't it just start with lightweight? Why is that this light heavyweight?
Because, to be honest, I don't think any of these people are lightweight fighters.
I don't mean to. I feel like we discussed this when we discussed the normal version of this, so let's not disappear into this.
I'll also just quickly say that they've added the CG artwork for all of the Arcadion bosses on the Dawn Trail website if you want to go check them out.
Don't get too excited for Thunder. It's
very far away.
If I zoomed out, you're not going to get the best. You
don't get close up of breasts.
Mailer wasn't able to goon.
No.
Still ungooned.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the same shit as you're used to for
Every
Savage
tier.
Yeah.
What do you think about the weapons? I think they look kind of shit.
I think so too.
I haven't looked at them actually.
I think
I don't think they look that good. I'm not impressed. Whatever.
It's whatever.
They don't have any like special moving parts really, or like
it's
glow
just
or
the
anything.
first tier. I don't really expect much from the first tier anyway. It's just whatever.
I have seen some people theorize, and there's probably no evidence of this, that the final stage of the Mandeville weapons and this tier's weapons were swapped around.
That would be so funny.
Shit.
If true.
That would be funny if true. Yeah. Huh. Okay. That's cool. That's a fun theory. Okay, the following duties have been added to the Raid Finder. That's the Savage. New elite marks have been added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk more about it, but the science that goes into finding S ranks is very fun.
I heard that the last S rank spawned yesterday. It finally happened. They somehow managed to, because the hunt for that one was insane. People were going crazy. The one in, I think it was in Urkopacha. I don't remember exactly where.
Yeah, I believe so.
And they were like, there was like some serious, like crazy theories out of like what people have been trying to do to get him to spawn.
I think my favorite was that you had to like walk across its spawn locations as a crafter and then do something. I like.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's been fun. I love that.
The method is ultimately less exciting, just rare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Allegan Tomestones of Heliometry has been added. Players can only obtain 450 tomes per week.
The treadmill begins.
Yep.
Make sure you capped.
Make sure you're capped.
I am now.
And of course, it's been added to all the roulettes. And Stone Sky Sea has now got the Savage stuff in there. This is
the tome gear.
The tome gear.
It's what we all wanted. It's that beautiful guard, militia,
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
outfit.
That's the
cool.
Landsguard uniform.
That's it, Landsguard.
Look
I
at
like
the nice color. Look at the nice colorful feathers on the bottom, the back bottom of the healer robe, and then look at how not colorful everything else on it is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the healer one's very subdued. The tank one is the real one.
Yeah.
The rest are.
The tank looks really cool.
Yay!
beautiful.
We got like a pseudo habit again for the healers to put on our heads.
Mm.
Love that.
Well, you had what you wanted. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be allowed to have it more than once.
Well, I always glamour over, so it
I
doesn't
know.
matter to me, but-
Thank goodness it's white, because you'd never know that we were healers.
Right.
If it's white and green rather than white and red, because that's nice.
Green is the color of healing, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
yeah. Okay. New recipes, obviously new master
That's
recipes. That's
new.
where you get your food. Also, remember, if you have white scripts, you'd the exchange rate is 1-to-1. So if you
Yes.
have, I had like 3,500 white crafter scripts. So I could
I
get
only
the
used
master
purple,
recipes
though.
immediately. They goes to purple.
I
That's what you need for the master recipes. So they cost
isn't it?
1,200
Oh,
each. Yeah.
I'd have expected it to be orange.
Yeah, that was 1,200 orange scripts for one book. That would be insane.
That would be fine. No, that would
No.
be normal.
I'm okay with how it
Maybe
is.
just more on
ridiculously
orange.
Because you
high.
need so many. Do you know how many crafter
ridiculously
classes?
high.
Yeah.
You get like 170
Try-
oranges for a max collectability anyway. You'd only need to do
Yeah,
like
max
10 brass.
collectability, but you also need to do that to get purple.
It's nice.
Scripts.
It's nice that you're able to get purple. You're able to start preparing before you get to max level. You can't get orange scripts before you're capped.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
supposed to be
The
like
crafting
after
materials,
endgame
Mela, you need orange.
Well, yeah, the mats are important. I know.
Well, they are only.
But they don't
I
cost
mean,
that
otherwise you have to pay an arm and a leg on the market board.
Start selling them today. Get your orange scripts and start selling them.
That's true. It's true. Boneless chicken and
What?
I think
Yeah,
that's
boneless chick. No, it's boneless rump. But what was it?
something
It's
like
very
that.
funny.
Yes, boneless chicken rump or rump something.
Chickens
something like
don't
that.
have rump.
Yeah, that's for the
Or is
roast
it like
chicken.
rumpless chicken?
Rumpless chicken? That's
is
the
it?
one. I think. Yeah. Yeah, it is rumpless. Rumpless chicken. It's
They
funny.
took its ass.
No.
Yeah, so where are we? Oh yes, sorry, we're talking about scripts. Master recipes. Yeah, they're all there. We're at level 12 now, I think. 11. Master recipes 11 now.
Yeah, 11 is the next one. Yeah.
Yeah. The sound effect on the crafter.
We should get.
Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say we should get Master Recipes 12 like midway through this expansion.
Yeah. The sound effect of the crafter action trained perfection has been changed.
I've heard this was very infuriating for some people because it sounds like you're failing originally.
Oh.
Honestly, don't pay attention.
Oh,
to
trained
them.
perfection is the one where you get like you get to go ones without losing durability. Is that what trained perfection?
I don't
is?
know. I haven't leveled my crafters until like this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is that one because okay, so that's what was. I was like, I don't know. I was like, have I never used this skill before? I guess it's because the sound was different. Okay.
That's a level 100 skill.
The item. Oh, that's
This is so specific.
yeah, but I reached level 100 before this
Yeah.
patch, didn't I? Maybe I've
Well,
never
yeah, I
actually
think
used
so.
that. No, trained
It
perfection.
reduces durability loss of the next action to 0. It can only be used once per synthesis.
Oh no, I'm thinking about.
It's a good action, but it's
I have used that one, but I'm thinking about the one that gives you 100 quality if it's like below your level.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite skill.
Yeah, it's so good. It's doing custom deliveries so easy for the lower level
It's
ones.
so, much
So
better.
convenient,
Or just
yeah.
like
Press
making
button,
old job
done.
gear or whatever. It's so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Okay.
I don't
name of
understand
the-
this change.
The item name
Paintbrush?
Integral Magitech Paintbrush has been changed to Chondrite or Chondrite Magitech Paintbrush.
Chondrite.
Okay.
Necessary change.
Sure.
And so yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I see. Because integral that's so specific. Integral is the name of a wood and chondrite is the name of a metal. I guess because it's made of metal and not made of wood, it might have just been misnamed.
I see. Certain items required for
This was the one.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
This was the one I meant. It didn't make sense to me. Sorry.
Oh, this one. Okay. Certain items required for the crafter recipe Sky Ruin Barding have been changed. They've added spodumene instead of...
And they've removed soft silver ingot.
Why? Okay.
I don't know, but I'm going to start using spodumene as like an insult or something.
Uh-huh. New mount. This is... this is a thing that exists now.
Yeah.
It's like a Tron bike. Like, I don't know. It's like weirdly... It's a weird circle bike. I don't know how to describe it. It's just it's like a bike, but the wheel is around you.
I would have been happier if they gave us just that car that's in Solution 9.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks cool.
Does it?
No.
If you're into this aesthetic, I'm sure you might like it. But I mean, I think it looks like cack.
I think it kind of looks like cack. But you know what? You can like it if you want to.
You can like it.
You can like it.
Yeah.
I'll just never use it because I only use my Chocobo. Because that's what I just... Come on.
You're becoming ever more irrelevant in this futuristic Final Fantasy we live in, Chocobo boy.
Yeah. Okay, new achievements and titles have been added. Restrictions placed on data center travel, which we talked about. They've lifted the restrictions. In the interest of encouraging an even distribution of active players across all worlds, login caps have been changed. We talked about that at the top of the show. After launching the Game client, certain effects and background elements will now load faster when displaying for the first time. Mac only. The text of title menu selections unavailable while connecting to a data center now appears darker.
That's good, just so you know.
Yeah, they've added new trophies and achievements for PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and new music and sound effects have been added.
Any good issues?
They've fixed a lot of the graphical issues that were happening with female Hrothgar.
What was happening with female
Hrothgar?
You
can now assume someone in a quest, and it will prevent you from going into a cutscene.
One of them was that, like, I think it was like, I can't remember exactly which one it was. It was either like you didn't interact with someone as a female Hrothgar, like you actually just like ignored them, or you were stuck in the floor for a cutscene. I don't remember exactly which one it was.
Okay, I see.
Oh, the Quetzali bracelets of casting and healing are apparently named the same thing when buying it from the vendor at the moment.
Oh.
That's a known issue as well.
An issue when playing as a white mage who are in the status Divine Caress would be replaced with Divine Aura when changing jobs and under other conditions.
Okay.
What a strange issue. Okay.
Oh, they fixed the housing lighting, an issue wherein housing lighting settings were not functioning correctly.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I have noticed that. That's suddenly I had to turn the lights on again, like our ceiling lights, because it got too dark. Okay. That is patch 7.05.
All I can say is in our incredibly brief time in Savage so far, I'm very pleased compared to all of
in Savage.
There's a specific. We were supposed to have our usual 3 hours per week, but because of a certain someone, we weren't.
Someone who 4 hours into raid time went,
4 hours into raid time.
Yeah, it's an exaggeration.
That's a very big exaggeration.
That's very Georgi of you.
I was 40 minutes late.
Yeah, something such a Georgi.
Okay.
40 minutes. You were about 12 hours late.
Okay. Okay. I turned my alarms off because we haven't done raids in a while.
We do now, so turn them all back on.
They are all back on.
It doesn't start with a raid. wide, so it's already good.
That's true.
It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, that's it. That's the show then. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeight, twitch.tv/SpeakersXIV, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, ! Discord and chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description. Remember to send us MogMail, SpeakersXIV.com/MogMail, and if you're watching live, not on demand, post show is coming up. Make sure you catch that. See you there. Goodbye.